That's what's kind of weak it's been. That's the kind of week it's been, friends. That's the kind of week that went on in the NFL. The kind of week that'll lead you to drink. You don't know what the hell's going to happen week to week. The Jets beat the Eagles. The Browns beat the 49ers. The Bills almost lost to the Giants. Denver gave Kansas City a run. Cincinnati is back, maybe? I don't know. It's all a mess. And from here on out, what is this? You know what that's from? The stench of losing. Gnats are flying around because of loss. Because of loss, friends. I'm just kidding. We're back another week. This is week 7. We are talking picks, P.O.Ez's picks. We're also going to talk a little bit about my fantasy teams. We'll get to the guy who effed me big time. We'll get to the knee-jerk overreaction of the week and all your favorite segments, including, but not limited to, the rundown. Our very deep dive into the games that are coming up this week, and the takes are as shallow as a puddle. Let's get into it. Let's talk fantasy first. Fantasy. So I'm in 2 fantasy leagues. In one fantasy league, I've been very dominant, and in the other, I have been absolute garbage, just trash, just a dumpster fire. Now, this week, everything went wonky in the NFL. And my situation got reversed. I won in the bad league and I lost in the good league. So, what the hell? You know, I'm going to end up 3-3. I'm going to go 500, miss the playoffs, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So, here's what happened in one league. Basically just dominant. All my guys. Chris Olave did good. Tony Pollard did good. And I started Harrison Butker on Thursday. Put up 25 points. The second highest scoring guy on my team. Beat only by Lamar Jackson. What are the odds of that? He's out there kicking 60-yarders. I need that week to week. Harrison Butker, I need you putting up 25 points, or I'm not going to stand a chance in this league. I'm not going to stand a chance. I learned that some of the funnier moments are when I do this. People like it when I do this. Get right up in the camera. I don't know, but hey, I'll do it. I mean, I like it. I think it's funny. It reminds me of 90s punk rock. Like, that could be the album cover. Something like that with something fun in behind. Who knows? Who knows, friends? I don't know what I'm doing. Obviously, you can tell by the picks that I've made. Just a mess. We're at week 7, so that's basically what happened in one fantasy team. I got derailed there. That's how quickly it can happen, especially after a couple of these delicious tall boys of Anheuser-Busch. But yeah, I played a pretty good guy. I think he's won the championship the last 2 years, or at least been close. And I took him down because all my guys did pretty good. And that's what you need. It's cool to have a superstar who gets you 40, 50 points, but you need the whole damn team to put up 18 to 22 points. And then you'll get it. Easy. In the other league, I happen to have started Willie Lutz. The other kicker who played, who did Kansas City play? Denver? Yeah, I think it was Denver. And it was a mess. And when it came time for the touchdown, they went for 2 points because of the math. So on the one, my guy kicked no field goals, and they didn't go for an extra point. He didn't even register 1 point. And now, it wouldn't have bothered me so much had I not lost by 0.12. Unbelievable. Justin Herbert just overtook me on the Monday Nighter, which made it even more heartbreaking. I had to wait all weekend to see that I lost. Just awful. So that's not great. And I'm down C. McC. I have C. McC in that league. And I blame Willie Lutz, but to be fair, I sat Pacheco and started Montgomery instead because Pacheco went off last week, and I don't believe in that, like, oh, he's good, he'll do that again. No, that's a one-off. If any of my guys do really good, that's a one-off, and they should be on the bench next week. But not in this case. I left 6 points on the bench, and that also would have pushed me over. So I was in the running again this week for the guy who effed me big time. But still, it's not Pacheco, it's not Montgomery, and it's not Willie Lutz, and it's not me. And we'll get into who it is. You want to know who effed me big time? This guy effed me big time. Who effed me big time this week? Jay Moody, the San Francisco 49ers kicker. Me and everybody who has Brock Purdy rookie cards. You effed us big time. You effed us big time. We needed that win. We needed that kick. Where were you? Purdy needed you. Do it for Debo. Do it for CMC. Jay Moody? Cut. He brought his whole family to the game. They all came. There must have been 30 of them down there on the sidelines. Guy gets to the last second and shanks it? Come on, man. Imagine how awkward that is for the family. It was all on his shoulders, and he blew it. Jake Moody, you effed me big time. This guy effed me big time. It's the knee-jerk overreaction of the week. Brock Purdy? Are you kidding me? That's a system quarterback. You think it's a pure fluke? This guy comes in and just wins 14 games in a row or something like that. And we told you, without his weapons, without his best O-lineman, Trent Williams, without Deebo Samuel, his favorite receiver, without Christian McCaffrey, without the head coach, without the coordinators on either side of the ball, without his cleats because he can't find them, without his shoulder pads, okay? He also has misplaced his helmet. Where is his helmet? He can't find it. So obviously, the guy is trash, okay? The guy's trash. Take your Purdy cards, okay? Put them in an envelope. Send them directly to Niagara Falls. And we will deal with those Purdy cards for you because I'm so disgusted right now. Purdy blew the game. What is he doing? It's the knee-jerk overreaction of the week. Football card stock watch. Yeah, football card stock watch. Thanks a lot, Brock. Ruined. The Purdy cards I wouldn't say they took a hit, but it stalls the momentum. You know, we were going up 10% per win, and it just stalls all that momentum. San Francisco is Super Bowl or bust, and it feels like the general consensus in the card community, not the general consensus, but it's 50-50. These people who are like, oh, Brock Purdy's a system quarterback, he's not very good. They waited for 14 wins in a row for the man to earn one loss, and then came out of the woodwork to be like, that guy's garbage. See? We told you. I watched the whole game. The Cleveland defense looked unearthly. And Brock Purdy, at the end of the game, got his team within a 41-yard field goal attempt. That's very makeable. And all these things that they're saying, system quarterback, drafted in the late rounds. They said that stuff about Tom Brady. They said those things about him. And look at that win. How many times in the Brady era did you see New England happen to have the ball last? Brady, you could give him 30 seconds, you could give him 2 minutes, whatever, a couple of timeouts maybe. He doesn't even need them. He gets you into field goal range and gives the kicker a shot. Now, Vinatieri is a legend. Makes that kick 10 times out of 10. Jay Moody doesn't make that 41-yard kick. And I'm telling you now, if that guy makes that kick, this is an entirely different narrative in the card community. Now the cards have gone up 25% this week because, my God, the grit and fighting through without his number one receiver, without their star running back, without. Brock Purdy overcomes adversity. But the kicker shanks it, and the narrative changes completely. And now the Browns are out here like world beaters. They're going to be jacked. Who cares who they play next? They just manhandled the league's best team, the Super Bowl favorites and all these different. The Browns are going to be on fire, and Jay Moody has screwed up the entire landscape of the AFC now. Because now I called up the standings because I wanted to have that in front of me. The Ravens 4-2, the Steelers 3-2, the Browns 3-2, the Bengals 3-2. How's that even possible? How does that division have that many wins? Haven't they played each other at all yet? Where are all these wins coming from? So I don't know. I don't like the look of that division in terms of I don't even know what it's in terms of. They look dangerous. That's what I'm saying. It's getting harder and harder to claim to be a Patriots fan. And I realize we've strayed from football cards. Here's the rest of the football card stock watch. Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett. Don't sell them now because they are worthless right now. Hold on to those cards and wait for hopefully somebody gets traded. And, hopefully if you're like me, you stacked base rookie cards so that you're not crazy wrapped up in it. And I don't know, maybe one of the guys can make it and make up for all those Mac Jones cards I bought for $3 that are now, people are just giving them away. So that's it for the football card stock watch. Go Niners!
Football card stock watch.
I realize as I'm looking at how many takes there are, probably could have gone with one less Anheuser-Busch. But here we are, friends. Maybe it's better scattered. I don't know. It's probably more entertaining. I did realize I had to put the rundown at the end because that's boring to start with, just droning on about the teams. That's got to go at the end after all the funny, this guy effed me big time. This guy effed me. Because that's where the bread and butter is, But yeah, I really think the Browns are going to do some damage in the AFC. And now that they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, they're going to be confident. They're going to feel good. And I don't know, what's the timeline on Deshaun Watson? I don't know. Is he coming back anytime soon? PJ Harvey or whatever. What's his name? PJ Walker? PJ Harvey. That's a band. PJ Walker probably isn't the guy, but he looked serviceable against one of the best defenses in the league in the 49ers. In the AFC East, the Dolphins, Bills, Jets, Patriots is the order. Dolphins with 5 wins, Bills with 4. Look out for the Jets. They're another team that just knocked off a team that went to the Super Bowl last year, so they could have that same chip that the Browns have. Patriots are garbage. I don't even know. That's all you can say. They can't figure it out against anybody. And it is what it is. Jags, Colts, Texans, Titans. Now, I really thought that the Titans were going to be better than they are, and there they are in last in that division. And I have that division winners ticket that's got them on it to win the division. Now, Tannehill got hurt, and we saw a little bit of Malik Willis, and he looked pretty good. So is there a chance, maybe the Colts and Jags falter a little bit and Malik Willis adds more of a running quarterback kind of a thing to the Titans? That could get crazy. Chiefs continue to win. Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. Now I was surprised to see the Chargers lose to the Cowboys a little bit because the Cowboys aren't that great. I want them to be. I like the Cowboys, but they are just not. It's not it. I don't know. It was like when you would watch Phillip Rivers play and you just they're really good and there's flashes of really great, but it's just not it. I don't know. That's not it. In that division, Eagles 5-1, which is nice. I need the 49ers to have the best record in the league so that I can win, I don't know, $35 or something like that. But I'd like to have that, and as long as they've lost one, at least the Eagles lost one too. So That's all right. Still tied for the best. Cowboys 4-2, Commanders 3-3. The Giants just got awful, 1-5. And how did they almost manage to beat the Bills? How does that happen? Other than Tyrod getting revenge on the Buffalo Bills, which is a beautiful football story. I love that kind of stuff. The old quarterback comes in. The Lions really starting to run away with their division. 5-1, the Packers 2-3, the Vikings 2-4, the Bears 1-5. So that's all Detroit. That's theirs to lose until we maybe see a little bit more out of the Bears or Packers. The Vikings seem like they're in shambles. The NFC South, the Bucks, the Falcons, and the Saints all tied at 3-3. Oh, the Bucks are 3-2. I guess they already had their bye week. And the Panthers still yet to win. Can they go undefeated? Or whatever it is, the opposite of undefeated. Can they lose forever? And the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Rams, and Cardinals 5-1. The 49ers 3-2. The Seahawks, the Rams 3-3, and the Cardinals just 1-5, and that's a bit of a surprise. Let's look at the playoff picture because it's only one click away. Loading. Chiefs with the number 1 seed, the Dolphins 2, Ravens 3, Jags 4, Bills 5, Steelers 6, and the Browns 7. If it ends today, the Browns are in the playoffs. That's interesting. Let's have a look at the NFC side. The 49ers 1, Eagles 2, Lions 3, Bucks 4, Cowboys 5, Seahawks 6, and the Rams 7. Interesting. It's not too bad. Let's get into that rundown. Jim, I need you to get me that rundown. Friends, here is my ticket for the week. The Bills, the Browns, the Lions, and the Chiefs. Now, the Lions aren't favored, and it pays 2.32 for the Lions, but I have a feeling that they can beat the Ravens because Lamar Jackson is my fantasy quarterback, so it's kind of like one of those hedges, and that's not the worst. Let's get into the rundown. Jags and Saints. That's a tough one. That's hard to tell. I want to go Saints because I like Chris Olave. I would like for the Jags to lose so the Titans could have a chance to get back in the race for that division. But that's just what I would like. I don't know what I think is going to happen. We saw the Jags beat the Bills. They are coming back now from England. Or no, they were already back. I want to go Jags just because Derek Carr isn't great. Falcons, Bucks. You got to go with the Bucks, I think, and be surprised if the Falcons win, but they could definitely win that game. Bills and Patriots. If the Bills don't absolutely smash the Patriots into the ground, I don't know, something will have gone horribly wrong. The Patriots just do not have it this year. They are not a good team. The Browns and the Colts. The Browns, like we talked about, are going to be riding that high of beating San Francisco. I think they're going to stomp all over the Colts. And is is he done for the season? Or I don't know. I don't think he's back. It's Garner Minshew, Uncle Rico. The Lions and Ravens. I think the Lions are better than the Ravens. I don't know. I think the Ravens are kind of feast or famine. Like it's either there or it's not. And I think the Lions defense is going to be able to stifle Lamar. I think they're going to have a plan. And I think the Lions win that game by a late field goal kind of a thing. Raiders, Bears. Oh, man. I went with the Bears last week because I thought maybe they were putting something together. And the Raiders aren't great, but they're not bad either, so I guess you got to go with the Raiders. But don't be surprised if the Bears pull out some magic and win that game. Commanders, Giants, to be honest, who cares? They're both awful. I guess the Giants are worse, so we'll go Commanders on that. The Cardinals and Seahawks. The Cardinals are just abysmal. It's not good over there without Kyler Murray. It's all just a mess. You thought maybe Josh Dobbs, maybe, but I don't think it's there. And Seattle's pretty good, so you got to go with Seattle. Pittsburgh and the Rams. The Rams are favored, and I could see that. Pittsburgh's not great. The defense is pretty good. And the offense just sputtering. I read that it was something to do with the offensive coordinator has really tight reins on Kenny Pickett. Let the man cook. For the sake of the Kenny Pickett rookie cards, let the man cook. You know, let the guy throw the ball. Packers, Broncos. Broncos are the underdog, but not by a whole lot. So I don't know. To me, that's Packers all day. After watching Denver, Denver is in trouble. They are a mess. Chargers and Chiefs should be the Chiefs, but the Chiefs haven't. They're not blowing people out anymore like they were last year. It's not crazy games. Now this one's interesting. The Dolphins and the Eagles, and I'm happy somebody's going to get a loss there. That's a tough one. I think I go Dolphins because the Eagles just aren't quite right, and they just lost to the Jets. So I think I go Dolphins there. The 49ers and the Vikings, you got to go with the 49ers. They're heavily favored. Brock Purdy's going to have a bounce-back game. It doesn't matter if CMC and Debo are there. There's Ayuk, there's Eli Mitchell, there's Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is the man's name. And they'll be just fine. And that's it. That's all the games, and that is the rundown. Jim, I need you to get me that rundown. Friends, thanks so much for watching with me this week on P.O.Ez's Picks. Thanks for listening to my input, no matter how wrong it is. I appreciate you, and I hope you have the best of luck in all your NFL endeavors this week. Now, don't forget to check out our sponsors, www.420DNA, because if it's in you, it should be on you just like it's on me, as well as HoldenRoadsCoffee.com. It's always fresh, never tired coffee with personality. Friends, you have 2 weekends left to check out Haunt Manor. That's Canada's biggest and scariest haunted house. I work there. If you come, you will see me on the midway yelling songs at you as loud as I can, and I'll talk like this and it'll be awkward. But you could come, you could do that. You could come check it out. Check out hauntmanor.com to buy tickets online. Check out the Comics Cabinet on all social media platforms if you are into comic book related material. What else? Check out Me and the Boys Wrestling every Thursday here on the channel. Be sure to like and subscribe and do all the social media things because it helps a lot. Friends, this is how you limp into the barn. I've perfected the art. I love you. Bye.